Hey Capricorn, welcome to your October 2017 love reading, asking the question, how does your partner feel about you? So this insight into how your partner feels about you, Capricorn. There are some cards here that will reflect more of your current, like your personal perspective on the situation, and how you feel personally about things, but the reading is really geared towards finding out what's going on in your lover's mind and heart. I would also like to apologise for not getting your video out for the month of September. All I can do is apologise. I truly apologise, but I was confident that you guys would be fine because there were so many other readers, and they're really good, a lot of them on YouTube, that would hopefully be able to answer some of your questions that you may have had throughout September. However, if you did want a personal reading, feel free to contact me at symbolsforliving@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to discuss the possibilities of a reading with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, Capricorn. So overall, the card that we have is the Six of Coins. So this tells me that there is some sort of reciprocity in terms of value, on the value that you place on each other, on the time that you give each other, on the effort that you make, on the investment that you're making towards each other. So it may just feel like a lot more balanced now, a lot more fair, now, or there could just be an element of there being that, you know, the overall theme was about give and take. So it may not be that things have improved in that sense. It could be that you're being asked to look at things from that perspective, or focus on the challenges that this card represents in terms of making sure that you know, you're not investing more time than the other, or this person hasn't got a carrot kind of dangling in front of you, and using it to make you succumb to their every wish and, you know, and desire. You know, there is that kind of element in the card. There is also, you know, someone here who has more power than the other two, so someone could be exploiting that as well. So yeah, those are the themes that you need to watch out for, I think, for this month. Interestingly, we've got the Seven of Coins, which comes straight after. Then we've got the Eight of Swords. So yeah, I mean, the Seven of Coins is saying you may need to review how things have gone and see how maybe they haven't been fair. I know that Capricorns, usually, I've got a Capricorn moon. We are ready to invest, you know, in our relationships. We know the work that it takes, and we're not really scared of the work. In fact, we look forward to reaching the goal. Other people may not be so ready to invest, you know, or at least invest very quickly, or not take things very seriously very quickly. However, that may be the case this month, that, you know, some of those traits that we have where we do invest in things, you know, once we're sure, we're sure. We don't do things by half. We tend to do it or we don't. And there could be a bit of that happening, or maybe you're giving fully and someone isn't meeting you halfway yet. But we'll see what the reading is saying as we go on anyway. So centrally, we've got how, you know, the current situation, the current feelings of your partner towards you. We have got, again, we do have a conflict here. So this could be, and this is an egoic conflict, where it's just about stroking our own egos. So the King of Pentacles, so you could be dating or seeing another earth sign. So that could be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. So you could be dating an earth sign, a man who's usually over the age of 35, or at least very established and accomplished in their line of work or financially. And, you know, they are quite proud of their accomplishments. I think they want to be recognised for it as well. And I think that's where the conflict lies. I think that maybe this person may feel a bit threatened by you. I mean, as a Capricorn, as a woman or a man, you're going to be pretty strong when it comes to anything financial, business, even simply, I mean, you may not be financially, affluent, but you may still have all the attributes that pertain to success in terms of having a good attitude or good work ethic, ambition, enjoy goal setting. You have the natural attributes of a business person, or a successful business person. So it could be that they feel a bit threatened by that. They could feel like there could be a struggle here in terms of who earns the most money, who's able to contribute the most. It could be something like that. That's where the conflict would lie. But I think it's about who's the King of Pentacles here. And I think that's what the argument is about. Like, who is the King of Pentacles? Is it him or is it you? And I think there could be a conflict there. And the only reason you're having this conflict is because it makes one of you two feel defeated, or it really makes you feel inferior, I think, if you were to accept second place. And that might be what this is. The person with the most money has the most power. And it could be that kind of power struggle happening here between you two. And this is only for the month of October, so that has to be beared in mind. So we've got you here, the Page of Pentacles. You're ready to commit, I think. You're ready to at least explore the idea of commitment. I think you quite like the idea of commitment, and I think you see this as something valuable, or a relationship that's valuable, that probably is worth the investment. You could feel a lot younger than them as well. That could be where this is as well, where naturally Capricorns want to be winners, leaders, and it could be that you just aren't as accomplished as your partner yet, simply because of age, and other things such as experience when it comes to the business world. So like I said, you could have all the attributes naturally as a Capricorn would, but maybe you haven't really tapped into it or really had it really kind of monopolized, not the right word, but haven't really developed those skills to the point where you're making money from them, possibly, So yeah, it looks like you're ready to invest there. You're ready to take the next step forward. You're ready to take life more seriously and start making an investment, and to lay down some sort of foundation and some more security, and to make things more serious, I think, in a way. In the past, your partner made a decision to go ahead and be with you, to go ahead and take a chance on something. After Sirius has taken a chance on something. Like, he's turned his back completely on something that he may have really liked, something that was quite exciting, something that was quite positive in and of itself, but a new challenge was needed, growth was needed. The world, that this person recognized there's so much more opportunity out there. Yes, this is great, but there's a world out there. And I feel that this person has either recognized that, there is a world out there, or there is more potential for the relationship to develop into something more. And I feel they've made a commitment to it, and they're focused on the long-term goals, and they recognize that it is a long-term goal. This person's very ambitious, I feel, and they feel that way towards you. I feel they want to, strike out on a new path with you, and focus on the future, understanding that, I feel like their hands are full as well. I feel like they've got a lot to do. They're kind of trying to, both keep the water pure and flowing, and at the same time make money, tend to material things. So this person is a very hard worker. This person may see you as a very hard worker as well. And they definitely see longevity with you as well. You may be good friends as well. Yeah. Now, when I saw the Five of Cups, I felt that, well, maybe this person's made a decision to follow their own dream, you know, and kind of left you out in the cold in the past. But I feel that it's more likely that this person really is quite ambitious and is very focused on the long term, which may have left you feeling like, well, where's all the love? You know, where's all the affection? You may have still felt left out in the cold. There could be some regret over, maybe the choice that you made. I know that Capricorns will naturally always make decisions based on, usually on security, whether or not this is actually feasible, if it's going to provide security in the future, or long term, is it going to stand up long term, is it sustainable, that kind of questions or things will come up for when a Capricorn's deciding, I think, about a long-term relationship. Like, is it really practical? Can I really afford? They think of all the practicalities of things. And, you may have made a decision to go ahead and forget doing what you love and instead focus on the future and maybe go down a whole new path. There seems to be some sort of decision where something was let go of and now you're moving forward. You're still upset about whatever's been left behind. So if this person has decided to, if your partner has decided to maybe take their manager up on the promotion that was offered, or study something new, learn a new skill because it's going to benefit them going forward in the future in terms of their career, I think I think that maybe you're not getting as much attention as you used to, or much attention as you want. But you're being asked here to focus on the Two Cups and remember that, your partner is thinking of the long term, and I think your partner is trying to balance the two. He's trying to, take care of your emotions at the same time. It looks like this person's very much focused on the emotion. Their whole ambition, their whole motivation could be about money. Balancing the money, making sure there's enough money there to enable you guys to have enough power and leverage, generally in life. So yeah, I think that could be what's happening here. In terms of what your partner is thinking, again, we've got the Emperor card here, which talks about stability, houses, wanting to buy a house, wanting to build a house, wanting to set up a secure foundation for your lives together. And then we've got the Magician card here, which talks about being very independent, self-sufficient, and taking the bull by the horns basically, and making things happen with the resources that you have, making the most, getting the most out of the situation, looking on the, being clever, seeing opportunities maybe where they weren't before, but seeing the real value in things and making them work for you. It really is quite an opportunist kind of energy. The Magician card does carry that, and it looks like your partner is just really, with the Emperor and the Magician, these are both major arcana cards, as you may be aware. It looks like your partner is very, very serious. Like, your partner has very much decided that they're going to make some money, I think, and provide some sort of secure foundation for you both. Although the Emperor card, or possibly even for himself or herself, although the indication of it being two is that there's two here, and there's also two kind of this duplicitous kind of energy. is here. So it makes me think that this person is focused on the both of you. But I think they realize that they need to take charge, for one, and that's what they're focused on. They want to be in control. These two energies are very much about control. So your partner is thinking very much about being the dominant one, I feel. They want to be dominant. They want to, they're thinking like the Emperor. They're thinking like the Magician. They're very much empowered, very self-confident. They draw on their own, experiences, their own knowledge, their inner self, really, an inner strength to do things and to make decisions. And I feel that that's what's happening here, that your partner is trying their best to kind of maintain this sort of leverage and power. And they're kind of, by any means necessary, in a sense, these two cards, it's definitely a very ruthless energy. We've got Aries, Capricorn, Taurus energies here. And then we've got Mercury coming through. So it's very clever, and very materialistic and determined kind of energy that your partner has in terms of the way that they're thinking. Okay, I would go on for longer, but I'm trying to get these videos done within a certain amount of time. So we've got the Four of Swords here. You, in your mind, you're taking a break. You're trying to, I think, still come to terms with some sort of loss. So you're very much just taking a break. You may not be communicating with this person at the moment. You may not want to communicate with them. You want to maybe, let them take the lead and just get on with it. While you kind of calibrate your thoughts and really find out, where you stand in all of this. But yeah, the Four of Swords also talks about kind of inner clarity, coming to peace with it, finding peace in a situation, looking at things from a more spiritual perspective, changing perspective sometimes as well, where you're no longer on your feet acting, but you're sitting back and you're receiving. It's almost like getting downloads, from spirit. You're really trying to do less and be more receptive, which is quite positive. It could be that your partner, just wants to give a lot, but you're finding it hard to receive. And I think mentally, when I say give a lot, your partner could want to give a lot because they want to prove themselves, and prove that they're somebody. And it looks like here you're kind of mentally, you're kind of taking a back seat. You're not overthinking this. It's like almost like you're waiting to see how it all plays out. So you're kind of, you're quite cool at the moment. In terms of what their intentions are the Page of Wands and the King of Swords. The Page of Wands is, again, this is quite related to work. It's like your partner is, again, he is learning new things because he wants power. Okay, the King of Swords is the most powerful card in the deck. Very, very clever. Very, very smart and intelligent. So I feel that your partner just wants to basically learn new skills so they can have more power. The Page of Wands is someone who would take up a new skill, who would go and study something. He's also quite a curious energy as well, like searching for knowledge, searching for things. And I think it's all because, he wants to be the King of Swords. He wants to be you know, it's very much related to the Magician card. He wants to be logical about things, have this mental strength. Yeah, he's like, he wants to develop that side of himself, and also just wants to like have the last word, like be the smartest, not be able to be argued out of anything. And also the King of Swords is someone who doesn't rely on their emotions at all. Your partner isn't intending to rely on their emotions to make any decisions about the relationship going forward. You know, there's not really any cup signs. Your partner is, for some reason, I'm just picking up that your partner is very much focused on work, and not really that focused on romance, but more wanting to develop their own self, I think, for their own egotistical reasons, or again, just to kind of gain some leverage and feel powerful in the situation. Okay, so we've got the Strength card, which is your card, which is a really great card. The Strength card here for you is showing you that don't do any knee-jerk reactions. Try to lose this energy. You know, don't get caught up in the arguments. Don't get caught up in trying to be better than the other, because ultimately, no one's better than anyone. Okay, like, it's just the illusions that we've been conditioned to buy into by force of society and tradition and our communities. You know, the strength card is saying that to recognize these illusions, to tap into, again, this is like the Four of Swords energy, where you're really starting to see things for what they are, or connecting with some sort of higher truth from a higher perspective. So it's almost like a meditative, very mindful place that you're in at the moment, and also where that's your whole game plan, I think, at the moment, is to be very mindful, not to get caught up in any egotistical, silly arguments that only make you feel worse because you try to prove yourself on some terms and measurements that don't even matter, you know, and then fall short and then feel bad, and actually you never had to prove yourself in the first place, because you are amazing. I mean, you're a Capricorn. No, but in all honesty, I mean, you're amazing. We all are individual miracles. So there's nothing really to prove. And if anyone wants you to prove anything to them, then they're lost, basically. So, and you don't need to prove anything to anyone. And if they can't see your worth, then again, it's like, again, you know, you can't prove it to them. If they don't see it, they just don't see it. You know, more for them, really. And yeah, I think that's what you've been asked to do here, not to have any knee-jerk reactions. I always see this as a knee-jerk reaction card, where you just act because you're in your emotions and you're just caught up in the moment, just like a cat would do. A cat is quite flinchy, and, you know, lions are very defensive and protective. If they sense any sort of danger, they will attack. It's that kind of knee-jerk. And like, she's like here saying, she's soothing the lion, saying, you know, put away those huge teeth, you don't need them, like, everything's okay, you know, just calm down and just be cool and we'll get there. You know, she's kind of calming him, pacifying him in some way. The infinity symbol, again, and in a lot of other decks, does connect or does correspond to, you know, the macrocosm and the microcosm, as in, if you look at things from a bigger perspective, from a God perspective, you can see a lot of God in the little things too. And I think that's the learning curve here, is to show compassion and know that God is in everything, and not, you know, basically everything's good. You know, don't know if I said that out loud, but kind of is like the spiritual perspective, that nothing's really bad, and nothing is really to be feared. It's just really how you look at it, and then in fact there's something good that could be got out of almost every situation or everything. So yeah, Three of Wands and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so in the near future, your partner is, again, it's like he's waiting, or she's waiting. Every time I say he, I could also be, it's also a she, but just like the Bible does, everything's a he, just for ease. Okay, so, he could be waiting for a response in some way. I feel that they've made a choice and they're now embarking possibly on this new venture, whatever it is, whether it be to do with work or possibly completely pertaining to this relationship. And there's some sort of secret or hidden, there's some sort of agenda, again, it's tying into this thing where your partner is trying to gain leverage. When I first started reading tarot, I always used to say this card is like having leverage. And even though my thoughts about the card have changed a little bit over time, I still kind of stand by the fact that it is about having that secret. It's about having that knowledge that the other person may not know about, and therefore you have leverage, you have more power, because you know more. Knowledge is power. So again, there's this thing where your partner wants knowledge and wants to, have leverage, know more than you. Like they want to know more than you. Can't remember what was here now. Alright, so yeah. I feel they just want to know more, and they may, I wouldn't like to say that they're leaving, but these two cards do talk about some sort of distance, movement, lies and deceit. So it's with the Three of Wands. Sorry, my daughter's whispering at the door. One moment. Sorry about that. Okay, so as I was saying with the Three of Wands, it's like your partner is waiting for something to come back, waiting to hear something back. I feel that they feel they've taken a risk of some sort as well. They don't really know how it's going to pan out. I think they're just hoping that whatever they've done will either bring you back, or if there has been a split, or it's going to get them the results they want. They're doing all these things to see if they're going to get the results that they wanted. And it's all very covert, and they're not being upfront with you. They're not just saying, I'm doing this because I want that. It's all a bit, not shady. I wouldn't go as far as to say shady, because we haven't got the Devil card here. We've actually got the Sun card. Other cards are fairly positive as well. But I would say that this person definitely has their own motives for doing what they do, and it's egotistical. It's not based in real, virtues. Not saying I have any bad intentions towards you, but I don't really get that. I think it's just their own personal. They just personally want to always have the upper hand and don't want to feel inferior. And it looks like maybe you kind of trigger that for them. The Sun card is the last card here, and it is yours card. And it's basically letting us know that there will be some sort of awakening or awareness given to you. It could be that through this reading, things click and you're now aware. And this awareness makes you feel quite free, makes you feel light again. It frees you. I think that knowing that this person is just kind of wrapped up in their own thoughts and they're kind of getting themselves into a bit of an egotistical muddle. You, on the other hand, just see things for what they are. And I think that's quite fitting, really, for a Capricorn. You're business-minded. You know how to, think in a very ruthless way if you need to. It's not that much of a far-fetched thing for you to be, to move from a loving, caring, nurturing Capricorn into business minded, you know, black and white thinking kind of thing. So it looks like you kind of see right through all of this. And yeah, I think it actually empowers you. You feel quite good. Or it could be that the secret that they're keeping does get revealed. They do, you know, it becomes obvious to you, whatever they are trying to keep a secret. And again, it makes you feel free. It actually makes you more empowered. That's the funny thing. While they're scrambling for power, you do have the knowledge, you see, and you're just taking a back seat and letting it all play out. You're just watching it kind of all play out. This card could be, you know, having read through the reading, it could be that you're looking for something new. It could be that. And maybe, you know, when you realise this person had made a decision maybe to focus on work and they're trying to do both, but really maybe they can't do both, you know, and maybe it's left you feeling like this person's just so focused on work. The person's so focused on work because they want power and they're not getting very emotional, but I think you come to terms with that, or are coming to terms with that, and you know, you've moved from the Five of Cups through to the Sun card, which is great. So you are feeling lighter. You maybe aren't blaming yourself so much now, you know, towards the end of the month. Like, was it me? Did I not do enough? Why did he choose work over me? Like, what, you know, you know, criticizing yourself or regretting things that you have said. Maybe you gave them an ultimatum, you know, maybe something like that, and you're regretting them having to make a choice. But now you see that really their choice was more based in them trying to get power and leverage in the situation. But you see that. You see all of that now, and I don't think it bothers you anymore. I think you just feel it's kind of almost boosted your confidence that someone actually even maybe feels threatened by you that much. Yeah, you just feel free. That's all I'm getting from that card, is that you just feel free. Like you're ready to take on something new. You know, you're ready to start afresh. You know, with enthusiasm. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, I think because you recognise your own worth, you don't need to prove it here. You know, you don't need to prove your worth. It's like you know how great you are. And this person, I feel, is a bit threatened by that. Yeah, so I'm going to pull some wisdom of the oracle cards for you. Got Round and Round, Treasure Island, the Fates. It's a nice card. Happy, happy. So happy, happy's come right with the Sun cards. That's good. Spirit's with us today. Deep knowing. So deep knowing could definitely be connected to the Strength card. It's like a deeper knowing. It's not getting caught up in the Maya, as they say, or in the illusions. But actually going back to the truth of what you deeply know. It looks like this was meant to be. It may have been a reoccurring lesson with the Round and Round card here. Could have been going on for some time. You know, maybe you waiting around, maybe there being some sort of disappointment. And it's time for a change. That's what it's saying here. It's time to, you know, break that cycle and move on. Treasure Island is saying that not all that glitters is gold. So this person could be, you know, the King of Pentacles, but it's not actually fulfilling. As we see here with the Five of Cups, it may not be fulfilling. Again, 9 card is time for a change. It's time to move. There's an end of a cycle, and I think it is time to move. Fate has brought this here for you. It's part of your karma or karmic path, as you know, you could put it. for you to have learned this lesson. It's for you to have this deeper knowing, and to gain and to know that no matter where you are, no matter what's happening, you can always be happy, because you are pretty amazing, and that's never going to change. So you can always be happy. There's always something to be happy about. It just depends how you look at it. And I think that may be a lesson for you here as well. And that's what the deep knowing is about as well. You don't need to fight anything. You don't need to prove anything. You're just fine how you are. And this could have been a reoccurring kind of... this could be a past life thing as well, with it saying round and round and the fates. It could be that this is a very major life lesson that you may need to learn. As it's, karmic, and it may have been coming round and round through many lifetimes, or maybe just you've been in an on and off relationship with this person, but you've recognised that all that glitters is not gold, with the Treasure Island card here. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please like, share and subscribe, and share. I did say share, sorry. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in November. Take very good care, and happy Halloween. Bye.